Paris Olympics have been absolutely wild, from the opening ceremonies featuring a drag representation of the Last Supper to something else that I seen recently, some triathletes throwing up after they had to swim through a polluted river. Like, this has been one of the most newsworthy sporting events I can recall in a very long time. But I wanted to get some of the good stuff that's out there. Okay, like we're gonna start off on the right foot with Turkey sending over a 51-year-old dude in between shifts at the corner store to just rock up with none of the weird eye gimmicks, ear protection, cyberpunk headsets I'm seeing some of these Asian broads rock, and take home the silver, just in the hand in pocket, pistol at the ready, and then just picking off targets. So good to our guy right here, okay? Youssef Adayek, okay? You're one hilarious dude, okay? And then outside of that, like, what is going on over there? Oh my God, Jimmer Fredette, this is a little bit too uncomfortable, but no. What's the big controversy? What is the big controversy that's out there? Yes, female boxing, because without this, who would have actually known what was going on in regards to female athletics? I mean, this is going to be kind of a crash course in why without the scandals, nobody gives a single care about women's sports. Okay, they rely on you to protect them from their own bad decisions, because you take a look, who supports the dudes in women's bathrooms? The men out there voting overwhelmingly for those policies. Who are the ones to band together as collectives, proclaim their protected class and their oppressed existence? Who are the ones to force all of these destructive policies on everybody else because they want the appearance of being the more kinder, caring, and gentler demographic? And then when your chickens come home to roost, you want the bigots out there to save you from your own poor choices? You want to make the bad men go away? Yeah, I don't really think so, man. And it gets even more hilarious the more you dig into this, because this was the narrative earlier on Thursday when all this stuff went down. Italian Angela Carini is crying her eyes out in the ring. She decided not to continue after being hit hard twice by Algerian Imane Khalif. The fight is over after 45 seconds. Okay, and what was the final blow of the fight? Well, there we have it right there, the 1 second loop. And here we have transracial Nolly London. This is the moment a biological man punched a female boxer in the face during a women's boxing match at the Paris Olympics. After being beaten, Angela Carini said, "I've never been hit so hard in my life. It's up to the IOC to judge." And exactly, and I've got this on the loop there, down there, and as you can see, okay, obviously Khalif, well, you can see the name on the back right there, is coming forward with the jab, but what exactly was Angelina swinging at? Okay, like that was a terrible hook. That was never going to land to begin with, and if you were scared, I guess I understand, but you knew your competition going in, and in the words of Razor Fist, okay, imagine the toil and sacrifice to rise to the level of Olympic competition. Imagine the thankless dedication one must commit themselves to for years just to reach that pinnacle. Now imagine, after all those travails, being too much of a moral midget to refuse to box a dude. Yeah, exactly. If you knew that this was going to be the intended outcome, if you knew that this was going to be well beyond your capacity, why did you try live out the girl boss dream that women can do anything men can, and they can also do it in heels? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, because I don't care how much you cried. I don't care how much you had to sacrifice. Here's the thing, this final would have went on, and without all of this overblown hysteria that ended up getting picked up by the likes of J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk blasting the Olympics and its leadership as a disgrace for allowing a male to fight Italian boxer Angela Carini, nobody would have cared about this at all whatsoever. I'm tired of pretending that anybody actually cares about the athletic aspect of women's sports. Beach volleyball is a meme. If you want to watch actual volleyball, you don't watch the dumbed down version of it, okay? There was a point in time where I actually thought that, you know what, hey man, women could, if they have their own space, if given the opportunity, maybe they can perform. And then I started to watch women's tennis. That's another thing that's just totally a meme as well. And then I just noticed, is like, this is slower it's a much different game than men's tennis, and men's tennis is phenomenal. Then also seeing it in person, what I was told for a long time, one of the most popular teams in the entire world, the women's ice hockey team out of Canada. I've seen them in person. I've told this story before, and yeah, I was doing security at the local arena, and the number one rated world champion, multiple time world champion Canadian ice hockey team was going to be coming up here and putting on an exhibition game. It's like, holy crap, man. In our neck of the woods, that's pretty fantastic. Coming all the way up here to Grand Prairie. Now, I could also understand why they would want to do that. Our junior hockey team has a consistently high attendance level. Okay, I think it's best for the, I forget what the league is, the Alberta Junior Hockey League or something like that. It's a developmental league that has produced a couple of NHL stars. But regardless, we consistently sell out about half of the arena. Okay, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good up here. So to have the women, come out here and perform an exhibition game against, I think it was just, a pickup team of local firefighters and police officers. And it's like, well, that's going to be good. You're going to be able to see these girls display their skills. And the first thing that slapped me in the face that made me realize that, oh God, this is actually, for the people, not at all that popular. There was fewer than 100 tickets distributed, and there was literally dozens of people in the stands. There were probably more people working the event than attended the event. And then also on top of that, the local firefighters and police officers won the game like 5-0. That was the moment that it really hit me that, wow, women's sports sucks. Like, it's really bad. And if you're going to try to tell me that I need to care about this stuff, that I need to go ahead and we need to protect women's sports when they can't even do it for themselves, I'm sorry. I'm not going to give any more energy to this stuff. If you want to see all of this female hubris go up in flames, let's continue to allow this stuff. But then also, let's expose the crap, the moral outrage, and the Captain Save-A-Ho mentality whenever it bubbles up. What a J.K. Rowling, okay? The person who is, I think, probably now become more prominent, speaking her mind on feminism, than authoring one of the most successful literary franchises, if not the most of all time. And Elon Musk, well, he's just been kind of on a political crusade recently, but let's go. Harry Potter novelist J.K. Rowling, read a Harry Potter book, and billionaire Elon Musk blasted the Olympics and its leadership for allowing a male pretending to be a woman to fight and humiliate Italian boxer Angela Carini. Well, let's put a pin in that for a second, okay? Carini stepped into the ring against a male pretending to be a woman and abandoned the match just 46 seconds in after taking a massive blow to the head. But yeah, we played the final punch, and it was much better delivered than that. I don't know, just the weird and wild haymaker that she was trying. It was just the technique was totally different. So yeah, for people to think that was a man throwing that punch, thanks for the compliment. Immediately after, Carini made it clear this was not fair. No gusto. It's not fair, says Angela. Rowling reacted to this disgusting display, writing on X, watch this whole thread, then explain why you're okay with a man beating a woman in public for your entertainment. This isn't sport. From the bullying cheat in red all the way up to the organizers who allowed this to happen. This is men reveling in their power over women. Spoiler, J.K. Rowling is just as much of a rabid feminist as any other blue-haired, flags in bio, pronouns in bios weirdo that you can possibly find. She's just not down with the trans stuff. Otherwise, you would be disagreeing with her just as much as every, fringe game developer at this point. In a subsequent post, Rowling responded to the International Olympic Committee, Christy Burrows, discussing mental health initiatives that the organization is offering. She wrote, a young female boxer who just had everything she's worked for and trained snatched away because you allowed a male to get in the ring with her. Your disgrace, your safeguarding is a joke, and Paris 24 will forever be tarnished by this brutal injustice done to Carini. Well, I think the tarnishing towards the Paris 24 games had already been done, but Musk shared his thoughts in response to former University of Kentucky swimmer, yes, Riley. I was fine competing against Leah Thompson until it personally affected me gains, which is another grifter that's out there. You won't speak up about it, and you'll just applaud it from the sidelines when it doesn't affect you, but the moment it becomes an issue, the moment that you just manifest the not in my backyard, female tactics, then all of a sudden now you're going to be a crusader for the cause. Spare me. Posted, men don't belong in women's sports. Let's get that trending. Musk replied, absolutely. But then that's when things start to twist a little bit, because I seem to remember, right, like last year after the actual male power lifter who got his testosterone levels down, the appropriate amount of time to compete in the women's division in the Tokyo 20 games, ended up blowing out a tendon or something like that. I think that was the only reason it didn't end up winning or something like that. But I thought they ended up reversing course when it came to trans athletes. So when I seen something like this, it's like, wow, they would go ahead and put that ban for powerlifting, but they wouldn't do that for combat sports. It's like, that's kind of interesting. And there's a whole bunch of bloviating when it comes to the IOC statement right here. But what's important is the fourth slide. The IOC is committed to protecting the human rights of all athletes participating in the Olympic Games as per the Olympic Charter, the IOC Code of Ethics, IOC Strategic Framework, blah, blah, blah. The IBA's recognition was withdrawn by the IOC in 2023. It made it clear that it needs a national boxing federation to reach consensus around a new international federation in order for boxing to be included in the sports program in the Olympic Games LA 28. And this is after the IOC is saddened by the abuse that the two athletes are currently receiving, because obviously we're talking about Angela with one, and then you're also talking about Imane with the other. And you have this and many other articles that towards the end of the day on Thursday started to bubble up, making this a little bit more of a interesting discussion. Imane Khalif has always defined herself as a woman and has every right to compete, no matter what J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk have to say about it. Algerian boxer Imane Khalif won her first match in the 2024 Paris Olympics, and I don't need to see that going at the same time, when her opponent Angela Carini of Italy quit after taking several blows to the face after the opening seconds of the bout. The victory only fueled misguided controversy around Khalif, who has been targeted by critics who have misgendered her throughout the games. Now, I know you're going to hear that and you're going to go, is Dawn gone woke? No, Dawn just has some facts. I think that it's important to get some stuff right. Born in 1999 in Tiret, Algeria, Khalif has been boxing since she was a child and has always competed in women's categories. In her career, she competed in the Women's World Boxing Championships in New Delhi in 2018, finishing in 17th place. That's crazy. Then competed in Russia the following year. Competed in the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, reaching all the way to the quarterfinals, and then finished second in the 2022 Women World Championships in Istanbul. Oh, just about on home turf. Everything seemed to be running smoothly until the 2023 World Cup, organized by the International Boxing Association, the Russia-led IBA, which is not recognized by the International Olympic Committee, disqualified Khalif after a gender eligibility test found that she has XY chromosomes. Okay. The IBA president, Umar Krevlev, has said that both Khalif and Taiwanese boxer Lin Yu-ting, are you joking? Who allegedly had a similar test result, were trying to deceive their colleagues and pretend to be women. Khalif has contested the allegations. And yeah, Dom Luer kind of has the inside track on this. And instead of reading the woke-ass bored and super boring Wired article on this, I'll just leave it with Dom here because he's, pretty accurate when it comes to relaying information. Imane Khalif, the Algerian boxer that went viral on the World Olympics, was born a woman. Yeah. She was banned from the World Championships because she has an unfair advantage. Her genetic disorder, yes, the DSD, gives her. Transgender surgeries are outlawed in Algeria. It has also been verified that her passport identifies her as female. In March of 2023, Khalif was disqualified for failing to meet the eligibility criteria shortly after her gold medal bout at the 2023 IBA Women's World Boxing Championships. The Algerian Olympic Committee said Khalif was disqualified for medical reasons. It was later reported that the disqualification was due to high levels of testosterone. According to the International Boxing Association president, Umar Krevlev, DNA testing of Khalif and other athletes proved that they had XY chromosomes and were thus excluded from sporting events. There is speculation that Khalif may not be transgender, but has a disorder of sex development, DSD, which causes some females to have XY chromosomes and blood testosterone levels typical of a male. if she couldn't qualify at the World Championships. I don't believe that she could, or that she should in the World Olympics, but she isn't a man. As for Angela Carini, she was robbed, but she has also been crying since 2021. A video in this tweet is when she quit and abandoned yet another fight. Oh wow, imagine that. Everybody's IQ lowered when they seen a woman's tears. What's that old saying? A woman's tears are only real when she's alone. Fucking spoilers, stupid. Jesus Christ, these Captain Save-A-Hos piss me off so much. Many accounts that have attempted to criticize me have pushed this story without the facts for views. Yeah, exactly. There are millions of small and large accounts that have been fooled because of this. Shame on those that know self-serving people. Never surprise me. This is how you correct errors. Not comment on your colleagues. Yeah, post to attempt to make them yourself look more credible than them. And yeah, there's a picture of a young Imane Khalif, very much looking like a girl, very young, very early 2000s picture, obviously. Yeah, man, this is actually one of those odd situations where there are biological disorders, there are hormonal imbalances, and if you want to be upset by something, make sure that you have your facts right to begin with. Just to see the number of white knights with their capes willing to swoop in order to save a woman from her own poor decision making. I don't know why I get so upset by that, but it shouldn't be shocking at this point in time. But then again, it never surprises me just how often and just how many people are out there willing to forgive the acts of a woman and blame it on a man. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.